Buenos dias.
Hello, hello. There we go.
You know, you guys have both been doing this a while. How, and every offseason starts with optimism, every training camp starts with optimism, but how different does it feel going into this one?
Way different, you know. Obviously, from a team perspective, you know, at the quarterback position, adding Russ, I mean, that's huge. But we've added so many players just around the board that I feel like it's going to help us in every aspect of the game, right? Obviously, defensively, like DJ and, you know, K1, and there's just so many guys that we've added that I feel like has done nothing but improved us in every area, in every position, you know, in every category. So really excited. But I mean, optimism just because it feels like it's all new, right? Obviously, you know, with Coach Hackett, and then, I mean, new ownership, it's just new. Right, and there's so much buzz and excitement, and I mean, it's really exciting. I know you get up. I mean, I know I've gotten up here every year and talked about how excited I am for the season and how, you know, I really feel confident and comfortable with the group that we have going in. And like you said, you know, this year's just, I don't know, just a little different than years prior. So I'm really excited for the year.
Courtland, you were out right here, over here. You guys went out and worked out with Russ, I think like a week ago or so. Could you take us behind the scenes and what that does for you guys as team chemistry?
Yeah, we were able to do it before OTAs, and you know, still in those reps is huge. You know, I think every time I get up here and talk to you guys, I always talk about, you know, the reps are key. Being able to get those reps, and you know, it was the same thing. We had to go out there for a few days with him, and you know, it's still in reps. You know, we were able to, you know, sit down and, you know, just fellowship together. You know, we had the small meetings of, you know, talking about the small things and everybody being on the same page, and not just being, you know, an offense of, you know, the tight ends knowing what the tight ends need to do, the receivers knowing what the receivers need to do. We're going to all know the offense so that, you know, we can all line up out there and play as fast as we can, play as confident as we can. And you know, like I said, still in the reps, we were able to, you know, work on red zone stuff. We were able to work on tempo things. We were able to, you know, do those things with it just being us and it not being a coach-led thing. It was just us as an offense being out there communicating with each other, saying, okay, this is what I see. You know, asking Russ, you know, how do you like this route ran versus this defense? How do you like, if we get pressed, how do you want us to, you know, do it, you know, run this route? If they're off, how do you want us to do, you know, run this route? And, you know, those are all, you know, very valuable reps and very, very valuable, you know, times to be able to build those relationships. You know, we've known Russ for what, you know, 5-6 months, you know, something like that, and you know, it's all, you know, building that time, and that, you know, those relationships are huge and key, and you know, it's like I said, it's still in those reps.
Right here. Justin and Courtland, good to see you guys. Coach Hackett just said that he was told when you have a good team when a coach holds players accountable, you have a great team when players hold each other accountable, take ownership. Do you see that with this group, and does it feel like there's a new standard entering this camp than previous camps?
Yeah, I would say, you know, it's definitely a different level of, you know, as you would say, the standard that's been held, you know, brought to us. And I would say that it definitely began when Russ got picked up and we were able to get him acquired as our quarterback. I think the standard started there, and you know, it hasn't dropped. And you know, we all appreciate it. You know, we hold the defense to a different standard because we want them to give us a good look, and they hold us to another standard so that we can make sure we're giving them a good look. Because if we're not bettering ourselves to better them, then you know, we're ultimately hurting the whole team, and it's vice versa. It goes both ways, and you know, I feel like it's a really good feeling, and you know, going into, you know, practice knowing that they're going to give us everything they can so that, you know, we can ultimately keep getting better, and they know that we're going to go out there and we're going to compete and give them everything we can so that, you know, we can ultimately get ourselves better and make them better at the same time. And you know, it's no one's allowing each other to slack off. No one's going out there, you know, patting each other on the butt saying, hey, we're gonna, you know, go 60% on this rep right here. Or, you know, I'm a little tired. Like, go 70%. It's like, nah, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna battle. We're gonna give each other everything we got so that, you know, whenever we get out there in November and it's the third quarter and, you know, boys are tired, you know, you have that endurance and that mental toughness to be able to go out there and do what you need to do.
For both of you guys, Nathaniel talked earlier about how he wants to kind of ease guys into camp, doesn't want to ramp up the accelerator immediately because it's a long season, a long camp. So for you guys, how does that sound to you upon hearing it, and how does that potentially compare with the camps you've experienced in past years?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, we'll see, but I know like going into camp, there's so much excitement and there's so much energy, so much juice. And, with the coaching staff and with the guys that we have, you felt that just in OTAs. And so, for tomorrow, like, it's going to be so hard to, kind of level back, the excitement, the energy, and the juice for so many of the guys, because you just get so excited. Like, you just want it to be, week 1, Seattle tomorrow. But there's still so much work that has to be put in. There's still so much film study, practice, meetings individually, player-only meetings. There's so much that goes into being ready week 1 that you do have to, at times, like, be able to, like, settle down, scale back, and just evaluate where you're at. And so it's just the start of camp. Everyone's going to be excited. We'll see, what, like, the schedule looks like and things like that. But I just know we're like everyone's excited, man. It's going to be so hard to scale guys' excitement and energy level back because you're just going to be ready to get after it. And it's a competitive group. You guys know Coach Hackett, everything's competition. So you're going to be ready to go.
Zach Stevens with DNVR. Courtland, this one's for you. You've got a new play caller, new quarterback, new offense. There's so many new things. Where are you in the offense at in terms of learning this, and how in training camp do you speed that process up to be ready to go week 1?
I would say with the extra work we've had with Russ, going to San Diego before OTAs, having OTAs, the mini camp, and then going to go see him again a week ago or so. I would say that we're in a pretty good spot. There's always a lot of work to be done. There's always improvement that can happen. But I would say with the question was asked earlier, us having the player-led meetings and us having those extra meetings of just sitting down watching practice, just Russ and the skill guys and Russ in the offense. Outside of the meetings that we already have to have, it's allowing us to be able to learn the offense to a different level, understanding why to what we're doing, and not just this is what I have to do. It's understanding the why of the whole offense, and it's allowing us to be able to play fast and play smooth. And like I said, there's a lot of improvement. There's a lot of little small things that we can improve on and continue to improve on. However, I would say that continuing to have those player-led movements has allowed us to be able to have a good grasp of the offense and continuing to grow with it, continuing to learn it to a T, so that like I said, we can go out there and play as fast and smooth as possible.
Courtland, you talked about the fellowship and the time spent out there with Russ in San Diego. Now you guys are going to be in a hotel together for a couple weeks, which is different than the last few years in camp for you guys. How much, if at all, are y'all looking forward to it? And Justin, with little kids at home, getting a break?
Yeah. I mean, sorry, Taryn, but I'm excited to go to camp and maybe be away for a little bit. Still love my kids. I know how that's going to go. But, I'm excited, honestly. It's been the main reason why I'm excited is just because the last few years, not just for football, just all around the world, has just been different. And I don't even know if you're going to get back to normal, but in our world, playing football, this is getting back to some normalcy. I'm so excited to see the fans tomorrow, at practice. And I'm excited to just get back into, like, a normal football routine. Like, this OTAs, it felt great to be back on a regular schedule, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. It just felt like we were getting back to, like, what we know and what's been a normal schedule for us. So in terms of, almost, I'm not going to say, like, for every team, but at least my time being here, you've always stayed in, a hotel for camp. And so I'm excited to just get back to some normalcy with that and get back to a normal schedule. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. Piggybacking off what Justin said, it's my first couple of years, that was what was the norm. You're gonna stay in the hotel for a couple of weeks. It kind of brings that I don't know. People say like you can smell football season coming. It kind of like brings that juice back into it, Just being able to, you go do your work at the facility, and then everybody's flooding to the hotel, and in the mornings you can see everybody, starting to leave out, and guys, the young guys trying to catch rides to get to the facility, and it just, I don't know, it brings that training camp vibe and energy back into the air, and it's 2 weeks of just being in the grind, It's, people would say, embracing the suck, as they would say, I guess. But just enjoying it. It's a part of the process. It's a part of, us getting to where we want to get to, and you just enjoy it. It's training camp.
Yes, for Courtland and Justin, both of you guys have accomplished much. You're both handsomely paid, personally. But how much does it eat at you that you've never played in a playoff game? Is that what's missing from your careers, would you say? And is that what it's all about this year, is fixing that?
I would say, winning is always the key. Obviously, guys are trying to get to that, the contract, but winning is the key. Being able to, bring the city back a championship, seeing what teams around the city are doing, and what the Avs just did, the Nuggets make it to the playoffs, dang near every year, watching guys, have that success. And I know for myself, it's a huge thing to want to bring a playoff game back home to Empire Field for the fans. We've been without it for the past few years, and that's on us. And it's on us to be able to make sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can to put ourselves in that position to go do that. And the only way we can do that is winning the games and taking advantage of those opportunities and not letting them slip through our fingers. And I think that we've been close, and this is the year that it's on us to make sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can to maximize these opportunities. They brought guys like myself and Justin back, and added pieces, as Justin said, to the team to be able to have the opportunity and the chance to be able to go out there and win. And that's the biggest thing, is winning games. Getting to the playoffs is a huge thing, but we don't want to just sneak into the playoffs. We want to, like I said, host a playoff game, in Power Field, so that everyone can be there and, feel the juice of the city, right there with us. And, we want to be, going down, downtown, hosting up the Lombardi Trophy. Those are the goals. But, the only way to be able to get there is, taking it, enjoying the process, taking it day by day. We got to get, embrace training camp, embrace every day of, practice and the growth that goes through training camp. And, each week is a life of its own, taking each week as it comes to us and maximizing that. And, if we do that, and, everybody's holding each other to the standard that's expected, which is the best, that's where, we'll hopefully be at.
We got time for a couple more. Mark Kisla, Denver Post, for both of you. Justin first. Coach Hackett was just talking about December football and how you want to be playing your best in December. I go back, I think it was like the week before Christmas, you're playing the Bengals, and you're both fringe playoff teams, and that was a close game. And they won and got on a roll, and you guys did not. What, if anything, have you both learned about getting through the season and staying the course and not getting disappointed and embracing the suck or embracing the disappointment and the ups and downs of the season?
Yeah, I'd echo that. When you're playing in games like that, it really puts a perspective on, like, every game counts. And obviously, you're probably sitting there like, well, yeah, of course, but like, no, like, every game counts. Every snap counts, and it all matters. At the end of it, you win that Bengals game, and you get on a little streak. Like, who knows what happens, right? Good into the playoffs as a wild card team, and things change. Obviously, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, had a chance to, had a really good chance there to win that against a really good football team. So every game matters, and all that prep, to winning that game, starts OTAs, even before OTAs, right? Like, everything matters. What you do, it all matters. You always put credit into the into the bank, so you can deposit that later on, and so. You just got to find ways to just that 1%, and every single day. And that's what you're talking about, like embracing the suck and the dog days of camp. Like, you get so used to playing against, like defensively against our offense and seeing, pretty much like the same play concepts, and you can get into a little bit of a lull, but you got to focus on that 1% and focus on, the things that you were unsuccessful with years past, regardless if it was different schemes, different leadership, things like that. You always focus on those things because it reminds you that, hey, this matters. This practice rep matters, and we got to find ways to be great. And obviously, in terms of us as a team, in years past, it hasn't been good enough, point blank period. So that's always in the back of my mind, at least, being here going into year 7 now. So I'm just really looking forward to this season, man. No matter what you've done in the past, good or bad, it doesn't matter. There's a new season, new team, new goals, new mindset, and I'm excited.
For both of you, Sean Keeler at the Denver Post here. You all the talk about raising the bar and about expectations. We saw the T-shirts, we saw the slogans. What kind of standard and urgency has been put on those division games now, and how is that different, how you guys approach that going into this season compared to the last few? I mean, you're wearing it, in workouts saying, let's win this thing.
Yeah. You want to go? Me personally, I think slogans are great. Any extra motivation you can get is great. But the biggest thing is winning, right? So it's all great, but it doesn't really mean much if we don't win. And like I said, it's in the back of my mind because it's been like that, the past few years. You can say what you want. I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna say whatever I'm gonna say every week. But all that matters is if we win or not. On Sunday, Monday, Thursday night, whatever time we play, and that's what matters most. So the emphasis on the the AFC West games are at an all-time high. But like I said, every single game this year is championship mentality game. We need to win. I know I said it last year, just 1 week at a time, but that's literally the mindset is we have to win. And obviously that's a really difficult task to win every single game, but that's the mindset. I believe it. I believe in our team, believe in the guys we have, believe in the coaching staff. I just believe it. And I'm excited. That's why I keep saying and I keep reiterating, I'm so excited, man, because I really can feel the energy and just the juice. As soon as I walked in here, back in OTAs when everybody was kind of getting together. So I'm excited. But to answer your question, the AFC West games are obviously going to be at all-time high. And, I think that's where the best football in this league is going to be played. And I'm looking forward to competing against them.
Fact.
Justin, the guys that have been here a while, you, Courtland, Bradley, Josie, BMAC, those type of guys, because you've gone through these bad seasons here for the last 5-6 years, do you think you appreciate this opportunity now a little bit more, and that maybe if you do get to the postseason or you do win this season, that'll mean a little bit more?
Oh, yeah, it'll mean a lot more. I'm not going to speak for the team, but talking with a lot of guys and obviously me personally being up here, it's going to mean so much to win and to, like Courtland said, not just squeak into the postseason. Like I said, I wholeheartedly believe in this team and that we can host playoff games, make a great run, play our best football in December, and have that be our run into the postseason, all the way up until we're hosting the Lombardi Trophy. And I think the thing in years past is you, at least for me, getting up here and kind of being timid to say I'm really confident that we're going to do this, we're going to do that in terms of postseason, and saying that with my chest out and being super confident, but I'm more than confident in the group of guys that we have and the team that we have, and I just saw it when we were competing, just in OTAs, and so we could just continue that, man, and keep pushing each other and have it player led, holding each other, being accountable, and just keep this thing rolling. I'm really, really, really excited about our chances of being a really, really, really good football team this year, and. Like I said, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, man, but I'm just envisioning it. I'm excited.
I guess I get the last one. So what non-football YouTube video, movie, book gave you guys motivation this off season? Any kind of interesting wormholes you guys went down?
Me personally, just off the top of my head, without like giving it really in-depth thought, I'd say watching Steph win a championship with everything that he's kind of endured, and obviously like, their center and Wiseman, the big-time players out. Obviously Clay's been dealing with a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to go down a wormhole of their story. But I just mean like all the naysayers in his career of like what he can't do, how he can't win with, certain players on his team, and he benefits from this, he benefits from that. And to, win a championship and win that finals MVP, you're going to have naysayers in any profession, that you do. Obviously ours is on a bigger scale, and especially in this city. And so a lot of people, talking about, winning here and what that looks like and how we haven't been able to do it, and all that's noted. And so really looking forward to winning and doing that at the highest level.
Seem to be a little ticked off not making the playoffs.
Just a little bit.
Is that fair? Is that how you feel?
About not making the playoffs, I'd imagine no one would be happy about that. But yeah, wouldn't say I would be happy about not making it, so.